Hello, welcome to the video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at a team that I stole from Twitter here, and we're going to take a look at ARAQUANID. What I have to say is, I went through my Twitter, I went through like all the teams that other people are playing with, to the teams that people hit the next rank, like the expert rank currently with. And in the Japanese community, apparently ARAQUANID is a very common pick, which I have not seen at all in the current meta. Like, I have not encountered, I think, a single one of them so far during this cup. And so I want to give it a try. And this team was absolutely amazing. I think I went a total of 8-3, but I could have won maybe 1 or 2 more battles, like definitely battles. 2 losses I know were literally down to 1 HP. So yeah, like this team was absolutely fantastic. Yugon was great. The sales up of Annihilate worked out super well. I love this team. And also, ARAQUANID really had a lot of play. The main reason why you would want to run ARAQUANID, of course, is to beat Gastrodon. Gastrodon is really a Pokemon that he can be completely with it, because he can kind of fully cover it up there, as both the water as well as the ground typing is going to be resisted by the water and bug typing of ARAQUANID, which is really cool. We are running a Water Pulse and the Bubble Beam, which I'm not too sure if it's too common. There is a good reason for this one, and there's going to be one battle where I have actually Bug Boss on it, because I thought, Bug Boss is going to be the better one, and then I realized Bug Boss isn't actually the better one. And so yeah, first battle we're going to win, let's move on to the next one. So, Horrible Lead Force. What do we do here? We're gonna swap out straight away into Annihilate. Why did I do this? Because we're gonna get our Diglett? No, because I was expecting here that if I get a Pokemon in that I can farm on with Yugon, I have a ton of potential here against something like a Lantern with the move Drill Run. And this is kind of what I want to try to aim for. I want to try to get all the energy here to try to be good against the opponent's Lantern here. And so Lantern is coming back in here, which is really nice, because yeah, that is a bit of a problem otherwise. We're going to be able to go for one Drill Run here. You're going to be able to get them very low, and we can go for another charge move here. And I'm very certain that they're very likely going to just, use a shield here. And that was definitely true. I will be able to get the shield and will get the attack drop onto them. And what I can also get here is I'm going to be able to get the Thunderbolt onto me while still getting up to a Drill Run. I was expecting them to swap out, and look at this. They're going to have the gas in the back, and here we have the matchup that we want to see. And trust me, it might be a little bit silly to be like, I just want to counter gas with this Pokemon. It has more potential against other Pokemon, even against Morpeko you have potential, because you have a super effective one-turn fast move against it, which does quite a lot of damage. But also, look at how dominant this matchup is. Like, what? Like, Gaston is one of the strongest Pokemon in the game. You don't even double resist like the ground type moves like any flying type Pokemon, but still such a strong matchup just because of the pure bulk of ARAQUANID. And so you're gonna be able to end up there with a little bit of energy, but also we still had the Drill Run stored for later on here onto a Dewgong, which allows us to win the battle. Next up, we're going to have Morpeko here, and you might think, ARAQUANID is. No, I'm gonna go straight into my Annihilate. This might be a mistake. In this case, definitely was a hard wall in the back there, but I guess if I keep my shields, I should be kind of okay. And what we will see here is that the opponent decides to let the move go through, which allows me to knock them out at the same time as they knock me out. And we will see the Morpeko now against the ARAQUANID, and what we will see is that this is doing quite some solid damage. Sadly that they bait me here, which is actually really annoying, but I'm going to try to go for the full farm now with my ARAQUANID, and as we see, the opponent is going to be quite low. And I was hoping that they're going to have something in the back that I can deal with my Dewgong, and it turns out this is true. It's going to be the Mandiboss. I'm going to try to drop the opponent's attack for a little bit just in the beginning here. And now I can just go into my Dewgong, take debuffed hits from the opponent, which are not going to threaten us at all. I do super effective fast move damage, super effective charge move damage, which they're going to shield up here, but there's still the Morpeko. And so, what do I do now in this situation? Our switch hook is unaligned, the opponent is going to be able to swap out a bit faster, so my only play here is to overfarm by quite a bit, because I expect after this charge move, Morpeko is very likely coming back in, and this is the case, and so I am going to be able to go for another charge move here. Icy Wind is coming through, it's going to be able to allow me also to swap out into my ARAQUANID, and even if this would be an Aura Wheel, I still would win the battle, but it is just going to be the Psychic Fangs, and again, ARAQUANID is just going to show that this Pokemon is such an underrated Pokemon. Like, honestly, if ARAQUANID would get one move update, by the way, it would be top tier meta, but it is what it is. We will see here the next opponent. Like, top tier meta even for the Open Great League, I mean, over that. So, yeah, ARAQUANID has just great stats. Honestly, the fast move is fine, Bug Bite is okay. Bubble Beam, okay, yeah, Bug Bite maybe something better would be kind of cool. But yeah, they have Bug Buzz, Bubble Beam, as well as the Water Pulse, which at least got buffed recently, Water Pulse, which is kind of nice for it. Here we're in a really awkward spot. We saw the Morpeko already, we see the Mantine here now against us, and yeah, this is going to be a bit of a tricky one. We're going to try our best. We're going to go for actually the full farm down here. This seems very risky because they're going to get to those Aerodaces quite fast, but I feel like I need to keep the energy. I need to keep the energy for the Morpeko, so we might be able to get 2 shields, and I played a bit too risky. I go for the wrong move here because I want to debuff them. They call it, great call. They go into the Annihilate. Luckily this time around I'm going to be able to debuff them as well. But now it's down to our ARAQUANID, and this is the matchup where Bug Buzz just doesn't make sense. What do you do against Annihilate here if you have Bug Buzz on the ARAQUANID? It just doesn't work, and this is the thing. I think Water Pulse is better for this meta because you have your own Annihilate to counter it, and you have this Pokemon then to counter it. But even like this, even with like resisting the fast move from the opponent, it is still a very tricky matchup just because of the pacing. But they're gonna stop out here into the Morpeko. I am going to be able to use a shield. It is going to be the Psychic Fangs, and I'm gonna try my best to go for the full farm down here, which does work out perfectly. I can go for a Bubble Beam, hoping that they would let the move go through. I don't know. They're gonna let the move go through, but is it better for me? Maybe I can farm them down. They're now at -2. That would be kind of cool. But I don't have enough health on any of my Pokemon to survive even a charge move. Try to catch a move. They go for the full farm down. Well played. They survive by 1 HP. The one Bug Bite that went through there, even if it would have connected, which it should have, it would have not been enough. I needed like 2 or 3 at this point because, of course, Bug type moves, I think I double resisted. So, anyway, we're going to have here, sadly, the Gastron coming in against us, but we can deal with that. We can deal with it. We're going to get the shield here, which is even better. Do I use a shield here? Oh, I do use a shield here. Is it going to? It's going to be the body slam. Oh, I didn't use a shield. That would have been lovely. I would have had such a great time there. But even like this, we are going to be able to get the shield again. Having no shield advantage is something I will take because I also have switch advantage. And comes the Annihilate. I'm going to be forced to go into my ARAQUANID, and this is the one battle where I have Bug Buzz, which was actually in the middle of it all. This was the 3rd battle that I actually did with this team, because the first 2 I was like, I'm going to TM it next time. Then TM'd it, and then I was like, what do I do in this scenario against the Annihilate here? That just does not really work out, does it? And so this is literally the matchup that made me decide that I think Water Pulse is the better move to go for. Anyway, we're gonna get out the opponent's Morpeko, and what we're gonna have to do here is we have to use a shield, of course. No, real would knock us. Why do they even go for the Seed Bomb? Like, I do understand the BM, but why? Like, a Seed Bomb is the same energy that you need to get to basically what's called the other one, the Aura Wheel. Aura Wheel boosts your own attack. Why do you not just run for the Aura Wheel there? Anyway, we're going to be able to go ahead and go for the full farm down and win the battle against the Annihilate. Next up, we're going to have Gallade in the lead. It's better in the lead, I would say, but it is not going to be the most ideal matchup as well because it's quite strong. But we also see here the one big issue for the team. It is going to be the Jellicent. I don't know on how to deal with this Pokemon. Like, seriously, like, what am I supposed to do here? And I think I actually did a sort play here though. I went for the Ice and debuff because they caught the move, but it helps us out because you're going to be able to survive those hits way easier. And we went for a Drill Run to get them low. And at this point, even like a Water Pulse would be enough. They go into the Mandibuzz, revealing their entire team, which doesn't mean that this is going to allow me to win the battle now, even though I know exactly on which Pokemon has to go. It just means that, yeah, at least I have a little bit more extra information that can guide me the way, because I know that my Annihilate is not going to have the greatest time here whatsoever. And so I have to go into the Annihilate against the Mandibuzz. They're double debuffed here, so that is going to be an okay way for us. And so we have to let the move go through. I expect that they would swap out eventually here though into their other Pokemon, but they don't. And so I can go for the Ice Punch, and very likely it's going to be enough to knock them out. Let's see how this is gonna go. We're gonna be able to get the KO here. They're gonna go back into the Gallade, and as we will see here, we're gonna use our own shield, and it's going to be a Leaf Blade coming through. We're gonna try our best to go for another charge move here as well. The Jellicent is coming in, and this is going to get the shield from the opponent. And we have now the opponent still trying to get to another charge move here, but I don't know if it's going to be actually that great for us. Let's see, we're going to be able to go for the Drill Run here. This is going to be okay. This is going to allow us to get the KO, but there's still that Gallade. Can we knock them out? 1 HP again. This was actually the 5th battle there just now from that I actually did, because like, yeah, like they're not in order here. But I remember this because I went 4-0 in the beginning. I was like, oh, I can put 5-0 with this team in the title. I couldn't. I went 4-1, 3-2, and played one game in the next one. I have to get the video out fast enough. I have some stuff to do in real life. So yeah, sadly was only able to do 11 battles there, but I went 8 and 3 total with that one and won the one other battle as well. This team is amazing. Again, like 2 of those losses you saw already here, where it was just 1 HP. And that kind of showcases again on how strong this team actually is and on how strong ARAQUANID is. Like, ARAQUANID is doing an amazing job here. Like, look at this Pokemon. It's just gonna be able to, yeah, even like provide some support, which is the main thing that I like about this Pokemon. With the, yeah, Bubble Beam. Even for like next matchups, if the opponent chops out or whatever, you can still Bubble Beam them and just make it way easier for your next Pokemon coming in to get the KOs. And so, yeah, as we will see here, we're gonna have the shield coming up. From us, it's going to be the Aerial Ace. But we had to kind of do this, like there was not really anything else I could have done here. And as we will see as well, is that we're going to be able to go for the full counter down here, which is going to be absolutely delicious. As we have another Shadow Punch, a Rage Fist, of course. A Rage Fist coming in, and it is now down to Gastrodon against our, yeah, ARAQUANID. ARAQUANID, of course, is going to be in a big advantage here, resisting the fast move, doing a lot of damage just with the fast move already. I like ARAQUANID quite a bit, by the way, because this was one of the Pokemon that I played back in the day, like from the first tournament I think that I went to in Bremen back in the day, where it was still like throughout like lockdown, COVID and stuff like this. I think just kind of vanished a little bit, but like there were definitely very, very stricter rules. This is one of the Pokemon that I brought for sure. And honestly, it was really good back in the day, even in the main meta. Nowadays, I feel like, I don't even, like, okay, all Ghost type Pokemon I think is going to be a bit of a struggle for ARAQUANID in the main meta currently. But anyway, Drapion is gonna be a very neutral Pokemon for like the entire team. Like, there is not a Pokemon on this team that cannot deal with it, but there's also not a Pokemon on this team that really completely walls it. But to be fair, there are not really a lot of Pokemon, generally, full stop speaking there, that can wall this Pokemon. Like, that's the main reason why everybody is running still Drapion. Like, this Pokemon is just so good. Anyway, let's see here. The opponent is going to have their Mandibuzz. We will see that the opponent can still go for another charge move. We are, of course, going to let the move go through. And now it's down to Dugong to do its magic, trying to go for the full farm down. I know there's still survival move here, so I'm gonna let the move go through. This is the best way of hoping that at least my ARAQUANID can win in the back. But we have to see what they have in the back first. You know what Pokemon would be ideal here, right? Of course, I am hoping at this point that it is going to be the one and only Gastrodon. It is there. Like, Gastrodon is so common, so like it is not really a gamble to go for this Pokemon here, to go for the ARAQUANID, because you're gonna find so many targets anyway, and that's the beauty of it, isn't it? Here we will see that the opponent is going to be able to go for a Body Slam, but yeah, what do they really want to do here? Like, what do they really want to do? Not really a lot that they can do, and so we have here the Bubble Beam coming through. They're gonna try to clear the debuff. Smart there, but they decide to forfeit anyway. I think this is a battle here against someone who got second place in a recent regional, not the last one, but the one before, I think. So, shoutouts to you. And I was a bit scared, of course. Like, I'm never really getting scared or anything like this for, like, if I see people there now. I'm more happier to try to battle them and try to do even more my best now, try to actually concentrate there. So I know, like, for example, my girlfriend, if she sees someone that she knows from the community and has to battle them, she's like kind of freaking out, being like, scary. But for me, I don't know, like, I don't really feel that way. I think it's more a fun thing, because no matter what, I feel like you always kind of win. Like, it doesn't matter if you win the battle or not, but it's just always kind of cool to battle people that you actually know as well, or like seen somewhere. It's kind of a cool thing in my opinion. Anyway, they see here, they have a great team there as well with the Gustlord, Gliscopod as well. But we have our Spooder. If our Spooder had here though the move of a Bug Buzz, we would have had super effective damage against the Gustlord coming. But we don't. And so what do? We have to drop the attack, because that is our only way of surviving the fast moves and our Dugong in order to get to an Icy Wind, which hopefully then gonna knock them out. And as we will see here, this is going to work out quite well. We just barely get there. Like, that was quite lucky. And I'm even gonna go for another charge move here to knock me out fully. doesn't really matter. At this point, it is down to our ARAQUANID, but we should be able to easily take a hit from the opponent's Lostheart. They need to get to 2, and they can't, and so we win. But yeah, honestly, I always love battling against players that I've seen at least somewhere before, they heard of before, they see in the comment section, stuff like this. Always appreciate that one. But anyway, we're gonna move on here now to the next one. We're going to have the Gastrodon against us. Let's see on how this is gonna work out. I, of course, would rather have this Pokemon against our ARAQUANID, and so I swap out of here. They go into the Mandibuzz, and I'm like, why not? Why not go for an Ice Punch? Why not try our best at getting realignment? This is a flying type Pokemon with flying type damage against Annihilate. I do, by the way, think that Righteous is gonna get nerfed next season. I could definitely see this happening. Yeah, I feel like Annihilate is still maybe a bit too broken sometimes. Like, you can literally go through Pokemon that you shouldn't. But yeah, we will be able to at least go up here against the Gastrodon with a Pokemon that I wanted to have for that. And the big benefit is that we can go for a Bubble Beam here now, which allows us as well to yeah, get the shield from the opponent. We have to try to catch the move, which, funnily enough, works out quite well, I would say. And we have here as well the opponent, yeah, having now to deal with our ARAQUANID again. I'm not too sure we're gonna actually be able to win this battle though. It's gonna be a bit of a close one. We have the form change from the Morpeko. And let's see on how this is gonna go. We have the Gastrodon coming in. This is gonna be a good game. A good game there. Victory is ours for sure. Even if they want to use a shield here, Body Slam will never do enough damage. And this should only be a Body Slam. So yeah, good game there. Good game to the opponent. This is going to do it for this video. Again, ARAQUANID was amazing. This team was amazing. Shoutouts to the Japanese community. I love you all. And I will see you then. Bye-bye.